Hello, my people. You're not going to be seeing my face now because we are talking about sound affairs. Sound affairs. Now, we are going to be talking about most of the apps that you can actually use for your sound editing, especially for 2020. Now, sound affairs. The topic is actually going to be some of the apps that you are going to be using and what you can do on those apps and what are those things that are really spectacular about those apps. Don't forget, in the beginning of this particular course I told you that you should download Caustic for apps. Did you do that? Did you do that? Well, I know that you see how very obsolete and very complicated the particular app is, but I have some list of apps that when you use, definitely you use it to do so many things. So these major three apps as December 2019, as at December 2019, I can assure you that we were already saying these three apps are one of the best apps that you can use to edit your sound so far. The first one is N-Track Studio, the second one is Engine Mix, and the third one is my always all-time mentioned KineMaster. Okay, let's go through them one after the other. For the N-Track Studio, you have many functions, of course, and then you have few functions that so for the N-Track Studio, you are looking at an app that will give you all sort of things, from production of some sounds. You can mix different kind of sounds. You can mix different kind of level of voices, okay, and it has some many free function that you can actually use. So that is for N-Track. And for Engine Mix, you can actually use whatever you have produced on N-Track Studio, because it usually come with a sound watermark, kind of like a voice will tell you that you have actually produced this thing from N-Track Studio. So, and then you want to take that off, you can always use Engine Mix. This Engine Mix, it will make you to use the N-Track Studio app production. You can load it on the Engine Mix, so that at the end of the day you can remove the parts where this thing is saying this particular production is made with N-Track Studio. You can always cut that part off, okay. And apart from these, your Engine Mix can be used to synchronize different kind of sounds like scratches, like repetition, and all of those things. So you can really use that, especially if you're into podcasting. KineMaster is very good. This is what I'm using to record right now. I know you can feel it. So let's talk about what we use the gadgets we use for sound mixing. Now let's talk about mic interface. Before now, I normally use my phone, just my phone, Redmi Note 4, for my recordings, and it's not really doing too bad. So after which I bought my Lavalier mic, the one I use for most of my interviews and my previous videos. So after which I now bought another mic, and this one is actually very pro, and it's been the one I use all through the later part of the Model 5 or Model 4, that is the project section. I use that, and that's a very nice effect on my sound production ever. So you can always use that too. So majorly I just use, those are the mics that I use.
What mic should I use for art production?
I use different kind of voicing for different kind of arts that I'm trying to produce, or any kind of film. For example, like my documentary that I produced with my smartphone, I used a more burst voice that I put on it on setting through the KineMaster app. I just reduced the pitch of my voice. I reduce it by 3 and I will get a very nice voice. One thing about bass voice is that when you use your bass voice, when you set your voice into bass voice, you can use it to communicate strength, authority,
and you can use it to communicate power. Okay, but when you use a high pitched
voice, you can use it to communicate weakness, you can use it to communicate funny things, and you can use it to communicate cartoon character. So when you are discussing something very very serious, you use your bass voice. I mean, you reduce the pitch, okay? And then when you are discussing something like maybe something that is just normal, you can always get use any kind of voice or use your high pitch voice. But high pitch voice actually is for narrating funny stories or something that is similar to that.